Good day, good day, good day, everyone. I was just turning on Instagram. Good day, everybody. Welcome to a live episode of Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit and Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. And we are all about that progress life. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, welcome to today's show. I'm Red Melissa. I use the technology of spiritual psychology, spiritual practices, and universal principles to support people in disrupting limiting patterns of believing, limiting patterns of thinking, limiting patterns of behaving by prioritizing their mind and their heart to reveal the healing from within. This is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes. I am an ordained interfaith minister, a licensed religious science practitioner, a spiritual life coach, and the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, a new thought center in New York. So if you need support, reach out to me. You can reach out to me on social media. Send me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook at I am Red Melissa, and we can set up some time to talk. So, good day, good day, good day. Let me see who's with me Shay, good day. It's good to see you. Oh, Wayne's giving me my star shine. Yes, Wayne, I appreciate you so much. Yes, let's do it. Wayne said, be the light, be the light. Hey, in my yacht is joining me on Instagram. It's good to see you. Thank you for being with me on Instagram. As you'll know, I'm trying something new with the Instagram. So I'm live on Facebook, I'm live on YouTube, and now I'm live on Instagram. So those of you who join me on Instagram, let me know how you're liking it. Let me know if you're feeling it on Instagram. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. I hope everyone had a good weekend, and I hope everyone practiced being silent. By show of hands, did you practice being silent, being still, going within, and just being with the deliciousness of the silence? Because we're continuing our series of silence today. I'm not quite finished with silence, and silence is not quite finished with me either. So we're going to keep it going. So just as a reminder, a recap, the definition we're using for silence is stillness, quiet, to put to rest. And the origins of the word silent is Latin to be quiet, right? And we talked about Ernest Holmes and some of the things he had to say about silence. And one of the quotes that I love is, the spirit within me is in perfect rest. The spirit within me is in perfect rest. And the center of my being is quiet and poised. And that's from the Science of Mind text. So I see you, Fee King. Fee said, yes, 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 I want more silence. Yes, Fee, because once you get into it, woo, you're like, yes, give me more, give me more. Shay said, I practice being silent, even in the chaos of moving. So peaceful. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. And Fee said, I have a close friend who goes on a 3-month, oh my goodness, a 3-month silent meditation retreat in California. Powerful transformation. Wow, a 3-month silent meditation. Whew, that's something right there. And Wayne said, be good to yourself. Practicing silence is a way that we get to be good to ourselves. Yeah, so you'll keep practicing. Just because the weekend's over It's Tuesday, y'all. I hope you're still practicing. I'm hoping that you're making this a part of your daily spiritual practice to be in the silence. And I'm not talking about meditation. I just want to be clear. I'm not talking about meditation. I'm talking about going within and being in the silence, in the void. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I also shared a couple of things from Eckhart Tolle's book, Stillness Speaks. He said it is only through stillness that you can be aware of silence, right? So there is an awareness that comes in the silence. Yes. And let me be clear about what he says about stillness. So stillness doesn't mean not moving, right? Because Shay was moving. She was actually moving into a new space, and she was still able to practice the silence. So you could physically still be moving, right? You could still be physically moving, but within your beingness, you are still. You are in the silence. That's why in the chaos of things, you can go within and be and ground and anchor yourself in the silence so you don't get caught up in all the craziness, right? There could be a sea of foolishness going on, and I could be centered in the beingness of who I am and be still and be calm. Yes? We don't have to get caught up in all the things. Yes? All right. And then I also shared a couple of things from the Gospel of Thomas, which I'm going to share a little bit more today, where Jacob Needleman, who wrote the foreword to the book, talks about the mind, the working of the mind. And he says the proper work of the mind functions at the level of silence and expression. It's not at the level of thinking, right? It's not at the level of thinking. There is something beyond, deeper than the thinking. And I know in our new thought movement in religious science and science of mind, there's a lot of emphasis put on thinking, right? Ernest Holmes has the famous quote, change your thinking, change your life. Yes, and that's not the beginning and that's not the end. There is more, right? The proper working of the mind is silence and expression. And what is first? First is the silence. First is the silence. Yes. First is the silence. So let's go within because everything is created in the silence. This whole universe was created through the silence first. Through the silence first. Before the word, there is the silence. There is the silence. Some of us speak and get ourselves in trouble because we haven't gone within. We haven't gotten the information from the source with a capital S. Yes? So I want to share a little bit more from this wonderful book, The Gospel of Thomas. And there are many commentaries on the Gnostic teachings of Jesus the Christ. This is one of my favorite ones. And this was introduced to me by a dear friend, Eugene Holden. So I'm going to read, still in the forward, by Jacob Needleman. And it's a little bit more about the mind. And Fee mentioned the word transformation. This is where transformation happens in the silence. So Jacob writes, the mind alone, the mind that is not nourished by the silence of the fertile void of pure being, as such, is incapable of guiding human life. The ordinary, isolated intellect, no matter how brilliant or inspired, has not the energy to command our thoughts, words, impulses, memories, and experiences in a way that conforms to truth and the good. This, in sum, is the tragedy of our era, of our knowledge in the modern world. All that science has brought us, The phenomenal, wondrous discoveries it has brought us about life, matter, and the universe will eventually bring us nothing but destruction because we have forgotten that the mind alone cannot direct itself or the whole of ourselves. It does not have the energy for this. It is an energy that must come from another higher level within the human psyche, a level that is experienced as silence. Woo! Jacob within. He within. I hope you're caught some of that. But let me just pull out the essence. Let me just pull out the essence. He says that you nourish your mind, right? By the silence of the fertile void of pure being, the fertile void of pure being, right? When something is fertile, right? That's where creation starts in the fertile soil. Yes? How are you nourishing it? How are you nourishing the fertile soil, the fertile soul? Yes? Within you? Are you nourishing it in the silence, in the void of pure being? And what is pure being? Pure being is whatever you want to call it. I call it God. I call it good. I call it love. I call it joy. I call it the universe. Mother, Father, God, whatever it is for you, it is your soil. Your soul is fertile. Yes, in the silence of the void of pure being. A pure being. How much time are you giving for yourself to be in the silence of pure being? A pure being. Yes, I needed it too, Fee. Fee said, I need this morning. Yes, me too, girl. Me too. Right? Because we forget. We forget because we don't spend enough time in the silence. Right? We have to remind ourselves, remind, right? Remind, repeat the mind, repeat silence first, and then expression, nourishment first, and then the activity. Yes? Silence supports us in conforming to truth and the good. The truth. Where is the truth? The truth is within you, in the silence, in the knowingness, in the wisdom that is within you, in the indwelling spirit that is within you. That is who you are. Are you spending time with it, with a capital I and a capital T, in the silence of the fertile void of pure being? Yes? This is what we get to do. We need that beingness energy. Jacob ain't playing either. Jacob said, I got to read that again because Jacob was like, let me tell you something. He said, all that science has brought us, the phenomenal, wondrous discoveries it has brought us about life, matter, and the universe will eventually bring us nothing but destruction because we have forgotten that the mind alone cannot direct itself or the whole of us. It does not have the energy for this. It is an energy that must come from another higher level within the human psyche, a level that is experienced as silence. It comes from within us. We need to spend more time within, not without, internal, not external, at the level of cause, not at the level of effect. That is where creation is born in the silence. Silence is an energy of causation. Did you hear me? Silence is an energy of causation. This world is so noisy, with all of the discoveries, and discovery is wonderful. Jacob's not saying that it isn't. But what is underlining that discovery, right? What are we doing with that energy? How are we going to use it for the good, for the true, for the truth, for the oneness, for the love? All of these wonderful things that are happening in the world, right? There's all this conversation right now about artificial intelligence, right? It's another tool to use, but will we use it for the good? And if we just rely on our limited human mind without knowing the truth that the beingness of who we are is in the silence that we get to reconnect with every moment and every breath, then this AI situation, mm, it could be destructive. It could be destructive. So it's up to each one of us, right? It's up to each one of us to do our work, to spend the time to know that it is not my mind alone, my thinking alone that is going to nourish me in a way that I can go about and do the work that is mine to do, right? Not me alone, right? Jesus even said, "It is the Father living in me who is doing its work," right? Our brother Jesus said, "It ain't me alone. I can't do this all on my own. It is the indwelling spirit within me that doeth the work." So we are necessary because we are doing the work. It is work for us to do. We are necessary. Yes, Wayne, the mind of Christ is the same mind of Jesus, of Buddha, of Muhammad, whatever you want to put in there. It's the one mind, the one intelligent mind, the one creative force of everything. So if you feel like you're struggling, you could be having that feeling because you think it's all up to you, that you got to use up all your energy. I'm exhausted because you're just leaning on your own source with a small s, not the divine source with a capital S. That's the energy that we get to plug into in a conscious, deliberate, consistent way for the good. For the good. So let's go within. Let's go within. We don't have to we don't have to go away on a retreat, y'all. We don't have to climb up to the mountains. We don't have to go on a hike. We don't have to get on a plane and go to Bali. Right here, right now, where you are, be present within yourself and go within to that fertile void of pure being. That is your soul. That is the soil from which everything comes. You have everything you need. Everything you need. Do you know it? Do you know it? Go within. Go within and let the silence tell you something. Silence got a thing or two to tell you. So we listen. We go within. It's not a chore. It's not hard. It just takes practice. Just takes practice. All right, y'all. All right. Woo! All right. Oh, Fee said, preach. You are ministering to our soul this morning. Girl, I'm ministering to mine too. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. All right, y'all. I think I got one more episode of silence that's percolating. So we're going to continue this tomorrow. Practice Practice in the silence. Practice, practice, practice the higher beingness that is experienced in the silence. That's what we are practicing. Practicing being within the higher beingness, that fertile void of pure being. Pure being. That's what we're getting to practice with and as. Yes? In the silence. So stop struggling. Stop struggling. Be silent. Be silent. All right, y'all. So let's get into some joy news. Let's get into some joy news. So I had a full week in. I hope you all enjoyed yesterday's sip and Sunday's sip, the other sip on Sunday. So let's start there. So join me 10:30 for Sunday in Praise, 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. Sunday in Praise is an inspirational talk that I give a replay of my Sunday sermons. So you can catch that on Facebook and YouTube. For those of you who are on Instagram, go to YouTube. I am revmelissa.com. And then on Mondays, I do a best of sip with Red Melissa, and that is also a replay of one of my favorite episodes. And so I have a whole bank now of morning sip episodes, hundreds of them. And so I pick one from my favorite. And yesterday's was on memories, right? Don't believe all your memories. Memories will trip you up. Don't believe all your memories and don't believe everything you think either. So that was yesterday's episode. So you can check that out. And that's every Monday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, because Monday is my day of Sabbath. So that is my rest day. That is my really going deeper within myself, spending more time in that pure beingness. Yes? Yes. So let's see what else is going on this week. So tomorrow, please join me for our hour of power. I'm the senior minister, spiritual director at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. And on the first Wednesday of the month, we do an hour of power that is focused on the power of visioning. So I use the work by Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, the founder of Agape, his life visioning process. And so we go through some questions and we allow the answer to come through the silence, right? We connect with spirit's idea. And so we go within in the silence, in the field of love consciousness, and that is where the answers come. So you can join me tomorrow, tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to rocklandcsl.org, and the Zoom link is under our Hour of Power page. rocklandcsl.org, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. This week, we also have our meditation with the moon. I'm so excited. Our next meditation with the moon is on Thursday, May 4th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to do a meditation centered around silence, centered around silence. So please join me this Thursday, right where you're watching me now, even on Instagram, this Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for our meditation with the full moon. It's going to be dope. Also, this week on the 5th, my girlfriend Deborah Riva, who was a guest on SIP last week, and she shared some of her art, the group exhibit that she's in, the opening reception is this Friday at 5 p.m. at My Gallery NYC. So please come and support her. Let me show you a couple of her pieces. That one is one of my favorites. Someone named this one the Bumblebee and the Ant. I think they call that one. And let me show you my favorite if I still have it in here. No. Yeah, I can't find it real quick. But she doesn't title her art pieces. And so you get to title them based on what you see. So the exhibit is in Brooklyn, New York. It's for a month starting on May 5th, this Friday, the opening reception, 5 p.m. I will be there. So if you're in New York, please check it out. My Gallery NYC. You can Google the information for the address. I'll also put it in the show notes. And then on Saturday, woo! On Saturday, y'all, it is my installation. I will be installed as the senior minister spiritual director at Rockland Center for Spiritual Living. Our installation ceremony and celebration. It starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is in person at the Rhino Comedy Club, which is just so awesome for me. And right after, we're having a reception directly across the street at a wonderful restaurant. So if you're in New York and you can make it, or even if you're, I know people who are coming from Delaware and from DC and from Baltimore, and so come on from Philly, right? So please come in person. We start on time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you can't make it because you just can't make it because you just can't make it, we will also have it on Zoom. You can go to rocklandcsl.org. There is a page for the installation, and all the information is there for you. The Zoom link is on our website, rocklandcsl.org. Okay, so that is this Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Um, there's parking available. There's a New Jersey Transit train that goes to Suffern, New York. That's the town that is in. So there's ways to get there. Um, yeah. Okay, you'll know what to do. Google Maps and all that good stuff. All right. All right. So I'm gonna end there. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, we're going within, we're practicing. That's all we're doing. We're just practicing being in the silence, being still within the silence, giving ourselves what we need to transform, right? We're not just about changing, we're about the transformation, right? The transformation of our lives to something even more, right? That song comes to mind. There is more that I desire of thee. With your heart and soul, say yes. With your heart and soul, say yes. All right now. All right. And I see your comment on Instagram. You'll be at work, boo, on Saturday. Girl, we have to celebrate some other way then. But thank you for letting me know. All right, everybody. I'll be back live tomorrow. Okay, let's put a pin in this because I might have to do a replay, or I may pre-record because I just remember I have to take my aunt to the doctor tomorrow. She's having cataract surgery, and I think I have to get her there early. So tomorrow may be pre-recorded or replay. Dag it. But it's all good. It's all good. So if that happens, that means Thursday, remember, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, meditation with the moon. On Thursday, there is no 10:30 sip. Okay? So just check my page. I am Red Melissa. All the information will be there. Okay? All right, y'all. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.